According to sources, the next stimulus check package passed in the House of Representatives will officially be passed to the Senate tomorrow. Hello and welcome to today's March 2nd, third stimulus check update and third stimulus package update, as well as trending news. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now for all the best updates, smart money tips, and crazy stories. All right. Now, before I jump into this, I just want to remind you that our new contest is going, and I will leave a link below. This time we're going to have 20 winners, and that will end on March 14th. Now, according to sources in Washington, D.C., the next stimulus check bill, which was passed in the House of Representatives, will officially be passed off to the leaders of the Senate tomorrow. I'm not sure whether it will be tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow is the date that it is scheduled to be passed from one side of Congress to the other. Also, according to sources in Washington, D.C., the Senate hopes and plans to pass the stimulus bill before the end of this week so that it can be finalized and have time to make its way up to President Biden's desk and be signed by the president. However, before this bill can be voted upon, it must go through what is called the vote-a-rama, and that is planned for this Thursday. This is where both political parties are allowed to make demands or requests on a bill from the House of Representatives. They'll be able to go section by section and say, pull this out, add this in, reject this, make this change. I want this completely new thing added. That's when this will happen. The vote-a-rama is expected to happen Thursday, March 4th, and there's no telling how long it will go. It could go a couple of hours, it could go a couple of days. But both parties, again, to keep things balanced, will be able to make demands upon the next stimulus check package. The obvious one that will be discussed and debated and most likely removed is the $15 minimum wage increase that the House of Representatives left in the stimulus check package, even though the House Senate parliamentarian said that it was against House rules and must be removed. This will be discussed in the Senate, but it is believed that it will be removed ultimately, and then that will cause this to go back to the House. Okay. Now, the last vote-a-rama that happened took 15 hours, and both sides vigorously fought back and forth for what they believed should be included or discluded from the stimulus package back in December. If the $15 minimum wage does not make it into the next stimulus check bill, even if the voting happens swiftly and quickly as predicted, it must be sent back to the House of Representatives for another vote. Now, gratefully, neither the House nor the Senate are scheduled to be on vacation this weekend or next week. So even if that happens, it will most likely be a 1 or 2 day delay. The bill that goes up to a president's desk must be the exact same bill that the House voted on and the Senate voted on. If there's any change, then it has to go back to the other side of Congress in order to be approved. Now, these are just rules that are part of government process, but this is what will most likely be happening. Now, if the $15 minimum wage is removed, then Democrat Senators Sinema and Manchin will vote with their party to pass the next stimulus bill. If it is left in, then the bill could be slowed down in the Senate because there are 2 or 3 Democrat senators that are saying, we won't vote for it unless this is removed. And no Republicans in the Senate are planning to vote for the bill. So a reconciliation vote must go through, and all 50 Democrats and Vice President Kamala Harris will have to be in agreement with moving the bill forward. In doing my research, I read that President Biden is instructing the Senate to leave the $15 minimum wage increase out of the bill and to move forward. It can be addressed at another time, he said. However, 22 Democrats signed a letter that was sent to Vice President Kamala Harris asking her to step in and force the $15 measure through. In order to do this, she would have to betray President Biden, or President Biden would have to backtrack on his previous words of saying to leave it out. We'll see what happens, right? Presidents have been known to change their minds. However, in a news conference, President Biden said he was happy with the bill. He said, "We are one step closer to putting $1,400 in American pockets. We are one step closer to making sure federal unemployment benefits don't expire. We are one step closer to feeding American families and helping them keep a roof over their heads. We are one step closer to getting kids back into school." I hope that is true. As I mentioned in my video yesterday, psychologists are saying the next pandemic will be the mental health of children. A group of pediatricians came out today and said, we must get children back to normal or else they are going to have long-lasting repercussions on their mental health. All right, now, Biden went on to say, I hope this bill, as it moves to the Senate, will receive swift action. We have no time to waste. If we act now, decisively, quickly, and boldly, we can get ahead of this virus and get our economy moving again. The people of this country have suffered far too much for far too long. Okay, this all needs to be done and signed by the president by March 14th, or millions of Americans that find themselves unemployed will suddenly be left with much smaller unemployment benefits and still looking for a job. So there is a time crunch with March 14th being that time deadline. Republican Representative House Majority Kevin McCarthy said, the new stimulus package is packed with unnecessary items. He said it's so embarrassingly wasteful that Democrats did a vote at 2 a.m. so that no one would be awake to watch it. As you know, the bill passed last Saturday morning at 2 a.m., so that's what he's referencing. So tomorrow we will know a lot more about what it might look like moving forward. What will this bill be like once the Senate gets done with it? I don't know. Only time will tell. I doubt there will be too many significant changes as far as the big things that people are concerned about. Now, in trending news, Texas became the second state in the union to lift mask restrictions. North Dakota was the first last week, and they passed the measure, citing it is time to get back to some level of normal. Over the past week, Russian President Putin has been punishing his political rival and the followers of his political rival. He had him jailed. And it was learned just yesterday that the man has most likely been receiving poisoned food. Today, the Biden administration put sanctions on 7 Russian leaders. Last week, hundreds of schoolgirls in Nigeria were kidnapped by a local terrorist group. However, they have all been rescued and brought home. So that's a great story, right? All right, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and tell you more. Before you go, do make sure to check out that cash contest giveaway where we will be giving money to 20 winners here in our YouTube community. And when I say in the community, I mean my online YouTube community. You do not need to live in Salt Lake City, Utah. All right, as I wrap up, I just wish to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.